Hi everyone, today we are going to be doing a really natural everyday makeup look on my mum who has mature skin. My mum is 70, almost 71, and throughout this video I'm going to be sharing a few tips and tricks on how to get your makeup really flawless, really skin-like, even if you have a few problematic areas that comes with having mature skin. If you are new here, hi, my name's Gemma. I upload new beauty content every single week on this channel, and I'd love it if you come and join the family by clicking on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. This video is sponsored by Refa, which is one of my favorite brush manufacturers. Their brushes are beautiful, and because this video is sponsored, we are giving one lucky subscriber the chance to win all of the Refa brushes that I'm going to be using in this video today. So stick around to the end and I'll tell you how to enter. So this is my mum Jan. She's 70 years old. She does have some problem areas on her skin, although her skin is absolutely fantastic. So your problem areas, you would say you've got a really oily T-zone, you've got some open pores on your nose, and you really struggle to keep foundation on your skin, especially in the T-zone area. Your under eye circles are an issue for you, and you also struggle with eyeshadow application with crepier eyelids now. So we're going to tackle all of those in this video today. So first of all, I'm just going to take the NYX Microbrow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown and just give my mum's eyebrows a little bit more shape, colour and definition. You are losing the pigmentation in your brow hairs as you get older, aren't you, Mum? Yeah, definitely. And we just need to add that colour back in just to frame the face a little bit. You don't see my mum's brows when her fringe is down that much, but I do think it does make a difference. Always use a spoolie to soften off anything that you've already applied to the skin. That will mean that everything just looks a little bit more diffused and natural. And I'm only filling in where needs filling in. I'm not going over anywhere that I don't feel needs any more definition, colour or shape. To start off the eye look, I'm just going to take the City Beauty Lid Lifting Treatment, put a small dot in the centre of each eyelid and blend that out with my finger. If you have crepey or wrinkly eyelids, this is the best treatment to add to your lids. It just smooths and blurs everything out and makes eyeshadow application far easier. Whilst that's drying down and sinking into the skin, I'm going to apply a little bit of the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Corrector in the shade Peach in the areas of darkness, not forgetting those inner areas of darkness at the sides of the nose and the outer areas of darkness at the corners of the eyes. I'm going to apply and blend that out with my fingertip to make sure that that's really pushed into the skin and none is sitting on the surface. We want as little product underneath the eye as physically possible. A little tip for you if you do have oily skin or an oily T-zone like my mum, I like to spritz a little bit of setting spray over the areas of concern just to help your makeup sit on your skin a little bit better. It also helps it grip so that it doesn't slide off your face throughout the day. We are going to add a little bit more setting spray a little bit later on, but this is a really good addition before you apply your foundation. The one that I'm using today is the Beauty Pie Wonder Filter Blurring Skin Primer and Setting Spray. Then I'm going to move on to foundation. We're not using anything overly expensive today. This is a really lightweight yet skin-like formula. It's the Morphe Light Form Extended Hydration Foundation, and the brush I'm using straight away is the Refa 35 brush. This is such a great brush for detailed work, and you can also really press the foundation, or if you choose to use this with concealer, the concealer as well, into the skin. It acts like a bit of a finger pad, so it's really, really good for really close-up work where you want to be more detailed. It's also great for around the nose area. If you do have any large pores, this is great for pressing that foundation into the skin to blur out the pores. Then I'm moving on to the Refa 31 foundation brush. This is such a great brush because it's slightly feathered towards the ends of the bristles, so you can get really light coverage if that's what you want, or you can press on a little bit harder and get much fuller coverage from first application. I tend to use a little bit lighter pressure around the perimeter of the face just to make sure that everything's blended beautifully, and then add a little bit more pressure towards the center of the face. Don't forget down the neck. You don't want that line, especially if your foundation isn't an exact match to your skin tone. So I always like to feather it a little bit down the neck as well, just to make sure we've got a good blend. Using the pad of my finger, I'm just going to smooth out any creased foundation on the upper lid space and then take powder. I'm using the Givenchy Prism Libra powder, which I think is absolutely superb. It's so finely milled, it's undetectable, it's just beautiful on the skin, really doesn't look powdery at all. With the Refa 16 brush to make sure that that powder is evenly distributed and the foundation is set in place. No surprise which eyeshadow palette I'm going to be using on my mum today. This is the Charlotte Tilbury, the Super Nudes Easy Eye palette, and it has 6 beautiful neutral matte shades in here, which are incredibly wearable through both day and night. I want to map out the eye shape first, so I'm going to dip into the taupey shade with my Refa 14 brush and just map out exactly where I want the shadow to start and finish. I'm then going to use patting motions to build up the shade on the upper lid. I think it's really important to have your eyes open at this stage to make sure that you're going to be able to see all of the shadow that you're actually laying down. I see this mistake made all the time when people are applying their eyeshadows with their eyes closed, and as soon as they open their eyes, all of their eyeshadow has vanished in their creases. So if you keep your eyes open, that won't happen. At this stage, if you want to, you can then shut your eyes. I'm taking the Refa 15 brush, which is a slightly larger, fluffier version of the Refa 14 brush, and just making sure that all those edges are really smoothed and buffed out. I'm then going to take the light creamy shade in the palette and just pop that with a fingertip all over my mum's lid, just to brighten up the area. We're keeping it simple today, so that's pretty much it apart from the wing, so let's get on with that now. To create a winged eyeliner, you do not need to use a liquid eyeliner. You also don't need to use a kohl eyeliner. When you have more mature skin, especially if you have crepey eyelids, and I'm 44 and mine are going that way already, you don't really want to use anything that's going to drag the skin on your eyelid. Not only will it make the problem worse, but you'll also not be able to get a really crisp, smooth line. By using the Refa 29 brush, all that is taken away. You can use an eyeshadow which is really, really good at getting in all those gaps. So if you do have any wrinkles, any fine lines, any crepiness on the eyelids, this will get into those little crevices and create a winged eyeliner effortlessly. Then you can fill in the gaps. Once I've got the eyeshadow liner in place with the Refa 29 brush, I'm just going to soften it off and smoke it out a little bit with my Refa 03 brush. This is a really beautiful pencil brush, great for detailing and also great for this job as well. Just dipping into the taupey shade that we use right at the very beginning of this eyeshadow look, and then with very light pressure, I'm just going to go back and forth over that winged liner just to smoke it out. Moving on to concealer, the concealer that I'm using today is the Armani Power Fabric Plus Concealer in the shade 3.5. This is a great concealer because it has working time so that you don't have to work really, really quickly. You can take your time, but then it sets in place after around about a minute or so. So you're going to get very little to no creasing. I like to use the pad of my finger to really work this into the skin, and I only apply concealer to the areas that need it. Once I've applied concealers to those areas, I then use the pad of my finger to blend the rest of the excess concealer out and up. If you've got any eyeshadow underneath your eyes or you want to crispen up the edge of your winged liner, this is the time to do it. You'll notice I didn't apply concealer all the way up to the lower lash line. That's because you get a lot of creasing underneath that area, so I only applied the concealer where I needed it, but also I knew that I was going to apply a little bit of the first shadow shade that we used underneath that lower lash line to just blend everything together and make everything more cohesive. Once again, I'm taking the Givenchy Prism Libra powder to set underneath the eyes. I'm using a powder puff for this. I just think it is far better than using a brush or a sponge. You can really press the powder into the under eyes and make it look completely seamless. I'm then going to take that powder puff with the same powder and press the powder into my mum's T-zone, which is her problem area. This will really help to stop her makeup sliding off in that oily T-zone. To increase the longevity of the makeup, I'm going to add a little bit more setting spray to the entire face. Once I've done that though, I'm not stopping there. So I'm then going to go back to the Givenchy Prism Libra powder and press that into my mum's areas of concern, which are around the nose, on the nose, and the chin area. This is the area that she always loses her makeup, so we're just making sure that that doesn't happen. Straight after that application, again going back in with the setting spray with a couple more spritzers just to set all that in place. Moving on to curling the lashes to give a bit more of a lifted look, and then adding a coat of my mum's favourite mascara, the KVD Vegan Beauty Full Sleeve Mascara. This one is a little bit old, we do need to get a new one. It took a little bit longer to apply, but it's still a great mascara. Moving on to lips, which I would definitely say is my mum's signature. My mum would never leave the house without lipstick on. The ones we're using today, I'm going to line the lips with the lip cheat from Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Pillow Talk Fair, which is such a lovely shade, very close to my mum's natural lip tone. And then I'm going to pat a little bit of the creamy matte lipstick in the shade Heroic from MUA. This is such a great lipstick, the perfect shade for my mum, and it is cheap as chips. To add a little bit of fullness back to the lip and also hydration, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Collagen Lip Bath in the shade Pillow Talk Fair. My mum loves this so much because it's got a little bit of a bluey undertone to it, so it makes her teeth look whiter. I like to use creamier products, especially on a more mature skin. Not only do I think they look more flattering and blend a lot easier, but I also think they last a lot longer. My mum really does struggle with keeping blush on her skin and also blending it out, and by using a creamy product, it will become much easier. The blush that I'm going to be using today is the Dewy Blush from Say in the shade Peachy. To apply that, I'm going to be using the Refa 17 brush, which is a really compact, short bristled brush. You can use this for foundation, but I like to use it for any cream or liquid blushes because it just gives you the ability to pack the product into the bristles and then stipple it onto the cheek. So much easier to blend it out that way, and you get a really natural finish. And last but not least, an optional step, and one that I would definitely recommend for my mum, especially with her problem areas, one last spritz of setting spray. So that's it. Really natural, really subtle makeup. Your skin still looks like skin. Do you like it?
I absolutely love it, especially the winged eye. I've never had the courage to do one before, and now I think I could give it a go at least.
Now, I did mention earlier that there was going to be a giveaway at the end of the video. Refa have agreed to give away every single Refa brush that I've used in this video to one lucky subscriber. And all you need to do to enter the giveaway is comment in the comment section. As long as you've commented something, please keep it clean. As long as you've commented something, your name will be put in the giveaway, and I will be picking a name at random who will receive all of the brushes that I've used on my mum today. My favourite one, Refa 29 brush, can't do without it, and you've got your eye on it now, haven't you?
I have.
Need to hide it. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Really, really appreciate the view. Please don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave, and we will see you all in the next video. My mum's going to be back really, really soon. Promise.